What's up, you guys? Nico here, and today, I am doing a video I have been wanting to do for a couple years now. I am going to be reacting to this very old Kaitlin Bennett video from the ye olde times of 2019, where she goes to a college campus to ask a really stupid question. For those who don't know, I am a transgender man, and I was born and raised in the city of Lexington, Kentucky, in the USA, and you may be asking, why the f does that matter? Well, this university that Kaitlin goes to in this video is the University of Kentucky, which is in fact located in Lexington. So I grew up down the street from this university, and so I just have a very strong connection to this university, and when I first saw this video, back when it came out, I felt so much pride. It just made me very happy, and I don't think I've ever actually watched the raw video from her channel before, which is why I didn't know it was 20 minutes until I opened it before I started recording. I've only ever watched people do reactions to it, and the reason I'm doing it now is because when it first came out, I was not out online yet. I actually came out a few months after this video did. I kind of forgot about it by the time I came out. It wasn't really relevant anymore, but then I found a channel that did a reaction to it back when it came out. I came across that video a few days ago, and I was like, oh yeah, that video, I should react to that. And so that's what we're gonna be doing today. That's what's gonna happen. It should be very interesting. I'm ready to laugh because I very much enjoyed this video. It is 20 minutes long, so I will probably skip through it a little bit. And before we jump into it, feel free to check out all my links down in the description below. I post a lot of content over on Patreon, but I've also got a Twitch and a Discord server, and I'm also on basically any social media that's out there. So if you're interested, all of that's down below. And yeah, let's jump into this shit show that is Kaitlin Bennett. Okay, are we ready for transphobia today? Alright, so she has her likes turned off here. Obviously, dislikes at this point in time of YouTube have been essentially turned off by YouTube themselves, but she has her comments and her likes turned off. I'm not even surprised, but...
Women who have penises, and we can put urinals in the women's restroom for them.
Sounds fantastic.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Okay. What about, let's take it one step close here on
See,
campus.
did you see him turn to try to leave?
Let's take it one
See,
step close.
he's trying to leave. So, from his demeanor, I feel like he knows who she is. There's, I think, a few people in this video that know who she is right off the bat and know what they're in for. And he's clearly trying to leave, and I love that.
And put free tampons and pads in the men's restroom for men who have periods.
Sounds great.
Okay.
Okay, so my main issue with Kaitlin Bennett, it's not her transphobia, it's not her racism, it's not her ignorance, it's the fact that she is a bad interviewer. Now, I don't like Ben Shapiro, I don't like him at all, but he at least comes up with interesting questions to ask when he does interviews with people. He at least knows how to conduct an interview. Kaitlin Bennett, on the other hand, does not know how to conduct an interview. I don't know how to conduct an interview either, but I do feel I could do a little better than she does, because all she does is ask the same question over and over and over again, and it's not creative or interesting. If you want to see someone who's really good at conducting interviews, I would check out Hot Ones, because the interviewer on there, whose name I'm currently blanking on because I'm the worst, he is constantly told, oh, that's a really good question, by the people he's interviewing, and these are big, massive celebrities that have been interviewed millions of times. If she at least knew how to conduct herself in a way that made sense in the settings she puts herself into, I would have slightly less of a problem. So when he gives her an answer she's not expecting, she just goes, oh, okay. She doesn't have any follow-up because she's trying to get these people to essentially trap themselves in a stupid semantics argument, and so this is her response to that.
Sounds great.
Okay.
Ones like in Willie T have pads. I use them pretty often. So.
What do you think about putting...
Yes, king.
Are you willing to accept that some women do have penises?
Yeah.
Her intro.
We're here today
I'm sorry, that was just so explosive. I'm sorry, that was... Yeah. Sorry, that just hit me. Whew. So that's the response she gets from the majority of people in this video, is sure, I don't care. And my thing is that she records these and then uploads these to her YouTube channel as if it's like a gotcha when she's not pissed anybody off and no one's really cared. I find that really funny because she thinks she's owned the libs when in fact the libs don't give a fuck about the question she's asking. Now I'm going to take a moment here to talk about the question that she is positing and talk about how stupid of a question it is. To start off, I have never once in my life met a trans woman or seen a trans woman or spoken to or heard about a trans woman who would like to use a urinal in the women's restroom. That's not generally something trans women want to do. I've never once heard any trans woman bring that up as a talking point. It's like, oh, they should put urinals in the women's restroom for us, and I've never heard anyone ever say that. So this is just a dumb question off top, and that's something that a lot of people like her, a lot of trans women will do, is they will make arguments against an argument that trans people have never made, like the whole J.K. Rowling situation where she argued that sex is real. No trans person is saying sex isn't real, but I do love the fact that basically every student on campus that she puts in this video that she asks these questions to is like, I don't care.
For women who have ding-dongs.
I'm sorry, be an adult, Kaitlin. You used the word penises earlier. We're all adults here. If you can't use the words that you need to use for the parts you're talking about, don't talk about them, because it makes you sound like a child, so.
I'm not going to answer the question because I don't want to offend anyone. But
What? You're not gonna say your opinion out of fear of offending someone? You're a man. Come on.
You're a man, so be offensive. What? Kaitlin doesn't seem to understand the difference between speaking your opinion where it's appropriate and being polite. Because you can have opinions that offend people, but it's not always polite to express those opinions. There are white supremacists who believe that people of color are lesser than them, and they legally have the right to have those idiotic opinions. But it's not always pleasant to walk up to a person of color and call them a slur. That's not a polite thing to do. And so up until, you know, the rise of our Lord and Savior Donald Trump, a lot of them kept to themselves, but nowadays they more and more often will walk up to a person of color and throw slurs at them and tell them to burn and stuff like that. So, Kaitlin, hun, I know you're not watching this, but in the case that you might be, there is a difference between being an asshole, speaking your mind, and being polite. These are all three different things.
they got to do what they got to do, so I mean, it's not
Because
bothering
not
me.
all women have vaginas.
See him trying to leave?
Some of them have penises, right?
I mean, I don't know. I just mind my own business. I'm not that big into it.
See?
What do you think?
You know, when you're born, you have an X and a Y chromosome. You can be in the middle, all this.
You either have XX or XY.
Nope.
No, it's kind of in the middle. It's just,
No, literally, you either have XX or XY.
No, Kaitlin, that is not it. There are many more options than XX and XY. And if you did any research on the topic whatsoever, you'd know that, because all it takes is a simple Google search. Look, I'll do it right now. Watch. Alrighty, look at this. Oh, look at that. I inadvertently typed multiple X's in, but look at this. There are people who have multiple copies of the X chromosome that also have a Y. Would you look at that? So that alone disproves that there are only XX and XY.
You know, you can donate to me.
Well, Kaitlin, most of us don't like you, so...
In the
I love this guy. I love this guy.
restrooms here.
I mean, if there's the money in the budget for it, sure.
I love this man. I love this man so much. Can you tell he's a business major? I love him.
Right? What is a period?
See his face? The fuck kind of a question is that, Kaitlin? Why are you asking him this question? How is this relevant to the situation? And you can tell by the look on his face, this is a stupid question, because most people know what a period is, even though there's a lot of men out there who don't know what it means or how it works. They know what it is. She's gonna try to trap him here into saying that only women have periods, which simply isn't true. Trans women actually go through all the same symptoms and stuff that cis women do, like cramps and hormonal swings and PMS and all that stuff. They just don't bleed, because obviously they don't have a uterus and whatnot, but they do still experience all the other symptoms that a cis woman would when she's on her period, and that still counts as having a period. I have also heard of cis women still continuing to have menstruation symptoms even after they've had hysterectomies. He says
He needs a
bye.
girlfriend to understand who has organs to know. If you were to
Honestly, he looks like he probably has a girlfriend. I don't know this man, but he looks like he fucks. So...
question anything about men walking into women's restrooms ever, they're just there because they're women. They're not predators. No.
No, trans women are not predators. Kaitlin, good job. I'm proud of you. I mean, they're not men, they're trans women. And no, trans women are not inherently predators. Are there trans women out there who have done terrible, terrible things? Yes, of course there are. Just like there are cis women, cis men, and trans men out there who are all piles of garbage. That doesn't make the entire group a pile of garbage. Now, if your problem is with cis men walking into the women's restroom and claiming to be trans women when they are in fact not trans women, then your problem there is not with trans women, it is with cisgender men. So stop blaming trans women for the bad actions of cis men. Also, I guarantee you, Kaitlin, that you have used a public restroom at the same time as a trans woman, but you wouldn't know it because that's the point.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? I mean, men having periods and men having a period, so.
I love this guy. All these people are like, I mean, I guess. I don't really care.
Like,
What is a period?
Why does she keep asking that? My camera stopped recording. My camera said I'm tired of this. Sex and gender are far more complicated than we've ever really talked about because throughout history, especially intersex people, have been pretty much erased. They do surgeries on babies when they're born, if they're born intersex, to correct their sex, which often leads to trauma down the road. And a lot of times those people figure it out that the reason they feel wrong is because they were born different. And it's actually a really horrific thing to do that to a child who is perfectly healthy and can live a perfectly normal life, but you've mutilated them for no reason whatsoever. That mutilation is often done without even the parents' knowledge. And so intersex people are very much erased from the conversation. And I, as a non-intersex person, can't fully speak for them, but I would love for y'all to go look into that because it's very informative stuff and it's very important information because there are far more intersex people out there than we even know because so many of them don't even know themselves. Very interesting stuff if you've ever looked into it.
Okay, we don't know who has penises and vaginas. Okay.
What's a vagina? What is that? Kaitlin, what's a vagina? Let's see. What does she have her education in? Oh yeah, she's a Holocaust denier too. Oh, she has a degree in biology. Well, she should know better then, because they teach that in biology. That or Kent State is just really shit at teaching biology. I'm honestly surprised she has a degree in biology, because you'd think she'd know better. that there are more options than just X, X, and XY. She clearly didn't pay attention in her classes, or her classes are just really bad. Kaitlin, go back to school, get an update, because you did not pay good enough attention.
You're a science teacher. I guess they don't teach that in physics. I'm not sure.
Kaitlin, he's a physics teacher. You can ask him about the laws of gravity, or vectors, or shit like that, but his job isn't to teach biology. Otherwise, he'd be a biology teacher. Kaitlin, not all science is the same. This person gives so much good information to Kaitlin here. This person is so educated and knows what they're talking about, and it's lovely. And if Kaitlin wasn't so close-minded, she'd learn a thing or two from this person, because everything that they say is 100% correct and super clearly spelled out for her. But she is so ignorant and stuck and so sure of her ignorance that she refuses to listen to this very educated person.
How should I approach people if I don't know what they are? Should I say, hello, sir?
You could just say hello, Kaitlin.
Cis men don't have periods, but some men do.
I love this person.
Thank you for the lesson. I appreciate it. Thank you. You want to jump in?
Kaitlin. You basically just took a whole class on the basics of trans people and trans language, the very base level, and you can't even wrap your mind around the base level, but you have a degree? Kaitlin, I feel like your degree needs to be revoked, because this is sad. It's really sad, honestly. Like, I really feel for her. She's just trapped in this horrendously boring bubble. Like, the world is just so boring if you don't throw a few queers in there, you know what I mean? Like, this bubble she's put herself in just doesn't seem like any fun. Why spend all your time hating everybody else and disagreeing with everybody else's existence when you can just let people live their lives? I personally don't care that Kaitlin Bennett is a transphobe. My problem comes when she tries to spread her ideologies onto other people who don't necessarily agree with her, and then try to trick them into suddenly agreeing with her when they don't actually agree with her. That's the problem I have. It's like how why I don't care if people have a religion. I don't care what religion you practice. It doesn't generally affect me. But when you start trying to use that religion to tell me how I need to live my life or change legislation in the government that affects my life, that's when I have a problem with it. I don't care what people do with their personal lives. It bothers me when it affects me. And someone else using a bathroom at the same time as me doesn't affect me because they're not pissing on me. They're not taking a shit in my lap. They're just using another stall or urinal or whatever. I've never understood this whole issue that people have with how other people conduct their daily lives. And I've never understood this whole idea of like, you have to live by my standards and all this stuff. It's like, no. Like, you can disagree with something somebody does or something somebody says or hell, even who somebody is, but it doesn't affect you. So why does it matter? You know what I mean?
I just wanted to put this message out there, but I have studying to do. I don't know about you, but I study.
You gotta study, because there's no...
Kaitlin didn't study, guys. I feel like we know that based on the fact that she has a degree in biology, but doesn't even know there's more options than XX and XY chromosomes.
YouTube channel on YouTube.
Oh, seriously? I'm gonna give you guys a follow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, number one, we have the most subscribers out of any channel.
That's really cool.
Any channel that has a really ugly logo? The number one subscribers of any what channel, Kaitlin? She's delusional.
Yeah.
I mean, if a dude wants a tampon for some reason, he can have a tampon. That's not my business.
What would he use it for?
I don't know. That's his problem.
What would he use a pad for?
His problem.
Do you think they should seek medical advice if they're having...
I mean, if they want to, I don't really care. Why should I care?
I don't know, I care about people. If they're bleeding out of their penis, I would want to...
I care about people's personal rights. They can do whatever they want. It's none of my business.
How are you?
I love this guy. See, that is the correct response. If Kaitlin Bennett, God forbid, ever walks up to you on the street, that is the best response you can give her for a question like this, is I don't care. It does not affect me, so I don't care. If it makes somebody else feel better, go for it. It doesn't make my life any harder, more difficult, or complicated, so why would I care? And it's the perfect response, because Kaitlin doesn't have any retort to that, because she's a terrible interviewer.
Your laptop. Are you sure that's not what I heard? I have an important question for you.
I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? Did she just harass this man?
What's in your laptop case? Your laptop. Are you sure that's not what I heard?
What? What? I don't have any words. I'm tired. What I love about this video, though, is that none of these people who disagree with her get upset or yell or anything like that. And that's what she's always looking for when she goes to do these types of videos. She's looking to piss people off. And that's why she makes these types of questions and why she behaves this way, is because she's trying to rile people up so that she can say, oh, we made the libs cry, or oh, look at how unhinged the libs are, and stuff like that. But no one in this video gave that to her, and that makes me so ridiculously happy. The closest thing she got to what she wanted was people agreeing with her, and she didn't even put very many of those in this video. The majority of this video is people telling her, sure, I don't care, this sounds great, if it's in the budget, doesn't affect me. And that's why I love this video. It makes me so proud to be from Lexington. It really, really does, and I can't say that very often. I love it so much. It makes me so happy. So thank you, Kaitlin, for making this video. I genuinely appreciate it. It has provided me much entertainment over the years, even though you posted it 30 years ago, because it has been forever since 2019. I greatly appreciate it. I'm so glad I finally got around to getting to watch it myself and getting to react to it for you all. I've both enjoyed this, and I'm very tired now, but that's just kind of how Kaitlin Bennett is. She's entertaining, but exhausting. Yeah, how do you feel about her stupid questions? Let me know how you feel about those down in the comments down below. If you want to find her video, go look for it yourself. I'm not going to link it in the description below. I promise it doesn't get any more interesting than what I've shown you. If you would like me to react to more Kaitlin Bennett, let me know. I will absolutely react to more Kaitlin Bennett. I've been wanting to react to this video for a while, and I'm glad I finally got the opportunity to. I'm glad I finally remembered to, and I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said at the beginning, check out all my things and whatnots in the description down below, and hope you have a great day. I appreciate you spending your time watching my video, and until next time, you do you. Goodbye.